Hi guys, Cheesy Moose here, and today we are back talking about, once again, Tomodachi life, and kind of this sad realization, but we're just going to get into that because there's two sides of this argument, and I've figured this out over watching the most recent Nintendo Direct, and a lot of people predicted that we were actually going to get Tomodachi life for the Switch, and we didn't, but what I did notice is that the latest game we know about, I believe, is Pikmin 4, which is releasing in July, which is only about halfway through the year, and the rest of it is all a complete blank slate. And so, I think this has to do with this is the end of the Switch's life cycle, and with that being said, I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen. There's two possibilities. We could get Tomodachi Life as, you know, it's obviously not one of their, it's not going to be the holiday game. I don't even know if there will be a holiday game, but normally they will, so I feel like they're going to put something there. It just might not be as big as it usually is. And, but what I do see, there's two possibilities here. One, it either is not happening on the Switch at all, might be the next system or what's happening, but it could just be it's a close and will not happen on the Nintendo Switch because we're getting pretty much nothing after Pikmin 4. That is a high possibility. There's also the other side where, like, we have pretty much, I'd say, actually I think we have about 5.5, I don't know, about 5 months of just absolutely nothing planned so far after the Pikmin 4 releases, which leaves us with a whole lot of space. There has to be a holiday game, I'm thinking. They also, there's a lot of potential, I also think, that Tomodachi Life could squeeze in just as a filler game, as what I'm trying to say here. It just could be a filler game that they put in, you know, in the fall, because there's not a lot going on, but they need to put something out, so that's where Tomodachi Life could enter the Switch. I highly doubt it would be the holiday, like, December game, but you never know, maybe they have absolutely nothing to put on the Switch, and they're like, hey, here's Tomodachi Life Switch. It could be like that. What I think is actually going to happen, though, is they're going to be shadow dropping all the Metroids throughout the year. That's going to be happening because they shadow dropped the first one, and I'm playing through that, and it's quite fun. And I think they're going to be shadow dropping probably, I'd say, I'm not sure. I feel like maybe between, I'm not sure how aggressive they're going to be on this. It's either the second Prime game is either going to be between Zelda and Pikmin, or like after Pikmin, and then they're gonna put the third one out, and I think possibly, just possibly, Metroid Prime 4 could be the Christmas game. But why am I talking about Metroid in this video? Well, you see, Metroid Prime 4, or not Metroid Prime 4, sorry. The Metroid Prime Remastered did something that can change the game, the shadow dropping of a major, like, first-party game. Now, is Tomodachi Life a major first-party game? No, but it's still a first-party game, and since it's not as big, I do think there's probably a high probability that, say, if we were to get a September Direct, or even maybe one in the summer, they could shadow drop Tomodachi Life. I think Tomodachi Life would be more likely to be in, like, September Direct. All of a sudden, there's no games coming out, they shadow drop probably Tomodachi Life and Metroid Prime 3 at that point, and then probably Metroid Prime 4 is the holiday game, and then I think that's the end of the Switch cycle. Or there's obviously the situation where it does not come, and we'll be waiting for the next system. And I don't know how Tomodachi Life would work on the next system, because I obviously don't know. Is it just a home console? Is it like a Wii U for the Switch, like a Switch 2? Are they just making another handheld one? I don't really know where Nintendo would go after this, because right now the Switch is the best of both worlds. So if they were to make like a Switch 2, I'm not sure exactly what they'd be doing with it. It's a really good question, but that's probably a whole video I could make on its own. What could it be? You know, because where do you go? They kind of have the best thing running for them. Is sure they can't run the most, like, their game, like their Zelda and like Metroid games and all that. They can't be running at the most powerful like the highest power that they want them to be running at, because they have to be made for the Switch in handheld mode. But at the same time, one of the reasons why the Switch is doing so well, it's like, I believe it's the best system since the Wii. I'm pretty sure the Wii is still the king, but the reason why it does so well, it is in handheld, and so I don't really know what that looks like for Tomodachi Life, but I do believe that the only hopes for this game on the Switch is it's either like after, like in the last half of the year, like pretty much it could be from August to, I'd say, about November, and then after that it is about done. If it's not there, it's not on the Switch. I believe the Switch is done after this year. This is its last year of getting games, at least from first-party Nintendo. They're obviously going to be continually giving out like the third-party games, but and then I don't know how long they'll just they'll drift off with, because what they could do is they could be like, who knows, maybe their entire plan is maybe the new system is like gonna be late 2024, so as in like for holiday season 2024, and so they could be just drifting for the next year. So that could happen, and then we could also get Tomodachi Life, you know, possibly next year as well, if that's the way they go. But I really don't know. Is it super likely? I'm not sure. I feel like it's a small, like it's not a huge game, but it's like good enough to keep us entertained, and that's why it could be the perfect game for it when they start to like dial things back. It's just like everyone's like, oh, there's no new games for a bit. All of a sudden they're like, hey, we have this one game coming out. They're probably gonna do that while they just give the rest of the things DLC and stuff like that, the rest of their other games DLC, and release the Metroid games. And so yeah, I think that it's got a shot. It's got a shot, a higher shot, I'd actually think, than it did originally. Like, I'm not saying it's a guarantee here, but I think it's the probability of it coming out in the last year of a system. Like, will it be good for the game? No, not. It could be, actually. It could benefit it, because nothing's coming out in a while, and then it just comes out and then everyone buys it, so that could benefit the game. But I think it's also kind of one of their last things to keep us entertained while they're going through a dry spout. And so it is a good game to do that, because it's just a Mii game, although we don't have a lot of Mii games. So, you know, I'm still having hopes for it. But yeah, as I said, I'm gonna think though that it's either like this fall or not at all, because I feel like we're gonna hear a new system announcement really soon, unless it's the odd case where they're like waiting until like, I don't know, the summer, next summer, like not this summer, next summer, the summer of 2024 to announce it, and then it being the Christmas thing. Then Tomodachi Life Switch still has a bit more time, but it's only going to be basically in the fall or not, that's it. And that's the unfortunate truth. And so the thing is, we don't know if it's made. There's been no leaks. A lot of people were actually predicting it for the upcoming Direct, and it didn't show up. And so I'm a little unsure now, you know. I still believe that we gotta kind of be like hashtag Tomodachi Life Switch still. We still gotta be pushing for this game to be you know, I don't know, like if it's made, it's made at this point, and if like the game will already be made and or at least be almost done production if it's coming out on the Switch, and if not, then I don't know, will it be on the next system? I don't know. I don't really know why I made this video. I just tend to make a Tomodachi Life Switch video every year, but this one happens, I don't know. I've kind of slowed down. I think, I don't know if I made one last year or not, but I kind of slowed down on this train because, you know, I didn't really have a meaning in the videos to make it, but this time I just have the thing where the Switch is coming to a close, and it could be a final closer during its like dry ending spout. But if not, I don't think it's making it. If it's, you know, it's maybe not. Maybe, who knows? It'll be a starter on the new system. You know, it'll just be a starter game that will be there since launch and get people to get it right away. It could be that, you know, they could just have a Mii game like that. You know, it could be similar to like who knows, like Wii Sports on the Wii. Like it'll come with a new system. We don't really know, but yeah, that's kind of all I have to say in this video. That if it's coming, it's probably coming fairly soon, and if it's not coming fairly soon, it's not coming at all. And yeah, just keep believing, and I'm Cheesy Moose, and I will see you next time.